The mission of Brooklyn Legal Services is to address the unjust, to address the disadvantages with the mission of fighting poverty, economic and social injustice that our clients face each day.
We provide access to justice to folks who otherwise would not have representation in court. We strive to empower the clients that we are representing.
With COVID-19, we've of course seen a surge in domestic violence cases as people have been stuck at home. Soon we'll start to see the effects of COVID-19 and the lack of income for so many families so that they couldn't pay rent. I think we're going to really see a lot of evictions happening in Brooklyn, and it's so important that our attorneys are on top of this issue and representing the immigrants in our neighborhoods.
We started economic development work 3 years ago, representing small businesses, providing support for not-for-profit groups, community groups. When I first met Ms. Ali, she was in a very distressed situation because she had invested all her life savings into starting this business that she was about to lose. She's the owner of a restaurant in Ditmas Park, and she came to legal services initially because she was facing a commercial eviction from her restaurant that she had recently opened.
The restaurant, when we took, was in a shattering position. We had an agreement that he'll give me a rent break of 3 months to figure out everything and redecorate the place, and we invested a lot of money and our time into it. There was a huge delay and lag in opening the restaurant, and it costed us a lot of money. But still the landlord went back on his word and he didn't want to give us any break.
The lease that they had signed really didn't provide her with any protections at all. She had to cover all of those expenses on her own and close the business for the time that it took to take care of a lot of these repairs. Most of the time in non-payment cases is that you have to pay the money. And not only that, but you have to pay the landlord's legal fees.
It was a lot of pressure. I was going through other personal issues when you have problems and taking care of the child. It costed me a lot of my health. It was putting me through a lot of depression.
We stopped the eviction. We negotiated it where she was gonna be paying $100 a month until it's all paid off. No legal fees were going to be added to that.
It was a huge relief for us. If I wouldn't have Brooklyn Legal Services, I think I would have been homeless. Brooklyn Legal Services came forward and was there for us. It was amazing and we were very much relieved.
What started with representing Ms. Ali with a commercial eviction case grew into assisting her with her immigration needs so that she can straighten out all her paperwork and be able to stay here and grow in her business. And that grew into the next level of advising her on how she can run her not-for-profit organization, which has become crucial in her community because she's using her not-for-profit group as a mutual aid group to provide food and financial support to low-income members of her community.
There is just a combination of negative factors that are affecting Black and brown poor people in New York, especially in Brooklyn. There's the COVID-19 pandemic coupled with increasing racism that's affecting our clients and people across the country, in addition to an administration that is targeting those people as well. And those things combined this year has made it so that a lot of our clients are extra vulnerable and are in need of services more than they ever have been.
When the pandemic hit, there just was a huge need throughout the state of New York, not just in New York City, for our unit to really come on and give trainings and really give information to advocates who do not just workers' rights, but everybody on unemployment benefits and on the new programs that came through the CARES Act. The case that we just recently did with the New York Taxi Workers Alliance was actually against the New York State Department of Labor and Governor Cuomo. Uber left. They are the biggest employer in the state of New York. They misclassify their drivers.
Uber misclassifies the workers, so they claim that the drivers were independent contractors and denied them any sort of a safety net, such as unemployment. We went to Brooklyn Legal Services, who has an expertise on unemployment insurance, to file their claims.
I needed to collect unemployment. I didn't have any funds or anything, and I tried, and unemployment services, they kept saying that I wasn't qualified, that I was a contractor. I didn't see how this is possible.
When those drivers lose their jobs, and in this case during the pandemic, and they have to apply for benefits, the Department of Labor cannot quickly assess. What the judge decided is that in fact, actually, yes, the Department of Labor has to pay these benefits right away. She basically forced them to go through their entire backlog And what the Department of Labor found was that they had at least 40,000 drivers. And these drivers were absolutely eligible for regular state unemployment. Many of them, you know, in March, it was like over $6,000.
Well, if I didn't have Brooklyn Legal Service, I'd be lost and hopeless. I wouldn't know where to turn. Just to see justice being done, that's great. It's one thing to fight it and keep fighting and then it doesn't happen, but this is a great thing for everyone.
I have just been really blown away by what I've seen of how far Brooklyn Legal Services will go to defend working people, to defend poor people, you know, to defend people that otherwise will not have access to legal representation and uphold their rights that, you know, are equal to everybody else in our society.
Brooklyn Legal Services is sometimes the last defense for some of these clients. We stand between our clients becoming homeless, possibly being removed from this country. Unlike many practice areas, immigration proceedings did not halt during the pandemic. Our advocates continue to do the work of defending immigrant clients from removal, in helping asylum seekers, in helping reunite family members, and helping eligible clients obtain legal status.
The work of Brooklyn Legal Services is crucial to that aspect of people's lives, being able to say, yes, we can represent you in court so that you can stay. I think that is really key, and making sure that there's a voice for people who may not understand the law.
Our clients are the engine of our economy, of our community. If they fall down, we all fall down. So we have to make sure that they have a support system that not only is going to support them during the difficult times, but also help them become stronger and more empowered and make sure that their voices are heard.